Okay, I think I'm live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to OverDose Vapes. It's Travis. Yeah, here we are. We're live. I think. See, I don't really know. It feels like I'm kind of just talking into the void because I have no way of confirming that I am in fact live. I guess I could check my phone or something and see if we're actually live. Let's see here. Oh, hello, David Settles. Yo, what's going on? Import Man 707. Nice kill on that hog that you got. Fucking beautiful. All right. So I guess I am live because you guys are here and you guys are saying hello. So no need to check on my end. All right. What's happening, everybody? Oh, cool. Zach Johnson, what's going on? Everybody, hello, hello, hello. So we have some exciting stuff to talk about tonight. Got a whole lineup of stuff to discuss. Uh-oh. Camera is zooming in and out. Got some stuff to talk about. It's just me tonight, so hope you guys are can handle that. Vaping swag, what's going on? Yeah, so buckle up. It's just me and you and me hanging out, shooting the shit. Yeah, all right. It's gonna be a good night, I think. And I was gonna say, so yeah, I've got some stuff to talk about. We're gonna talk about it. All right. So first, what has everybody been vaping on? Everybody in chat, what have you guys been vaping on? What are you vaping on right now? I am personally vaping on. So I don't know if you guys took part. You guys took part in this little promotion that what is it? Fucking E-Juice did, where they did basically gave like a free 100 ml bottle. You had to pay for shipping. Me and Panda both got a bottle. I got I Know What You Dripped last summer. This is a strawberry rice square. It's all right. It was for the price, which I think I paid like $4 for shipping. It's definitely worth that. I don't know if I would buy it again. I'm really into like what is it called? Rice Krispie Treat e-liquids right now. This is not a good. It's not that it's not good, but it's definitely not a. It's not a terrific example of Rice Krispie Treat. And the strawberry in here is a little bit poor. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a full review on this or not. So, just give you guys a little heads up. This is definitely not something, if you're looking for like a straight up Rice Krispie Treat, this is not it. And again, the strawberry in this is pretty weak. So Zach Johnson, how are you enjoying those Salt Nick e-liquids that I gave you for your little Peas pod system? And I have to say, that is probably the coolest name for a pod system ever is the Peas pod. I think it's fucking pretty awesome. So I have I Know What You Dripped last summer. Rice Square in the drop. I actually pulled out the old school drop, the OG drop, as it were. And I have this on this mechanical mod that I got from ADV Coils. And it is called, I always have to look, it is called the Black Ring Plus from Geek Vape. So yeah, this thing's actually really, I'm always surprised about how good this mod is. It's got a magnetic switch. It's all brass. It's really, really nice. John Mueller, what's going on, brother? And all things Brandy, what's going on? So yeah, I love this mod. It's a great mod. If you can still find these in the wild, I'm really not sure what the availability on this is. I didn't even know it was a thing, right? But if you can find this for a good price, I totally recommend picking it. It's a great mod. Magnetic switches really make a huge difference, at least in my experience. Magnetic switches really make a huge difference in performance. So the only thing that I'm not a huge fan about with this specific mod is this is a sleeve. This is like this thing comes off, right? And if you follow Mooch, Battery Mooch, he's been doing a lot of testing on voltage drop on mechanical mods. And he found that with the RX Machina from Wismec, that if you took the sleeve off of that mod, that it had less of a voltage drop. Now that mod has really bad voltage drop. And so it was really interesting to see that it made a difference whether or not the sleeve was on or off, especially considering that sleeve is like the one I have, at least, is like some kind of plastic rubber kind of material. So I'm sure that this has a similar effect. Only difference is on this one, I'm pretty sure it will not operate without the sleeves. I don't know, maybe it will actually. Now with voltage drop, it's one of those things that sometimes it's perceptible, right? Like if it's really bad, you're going to perceive it. Now, I don't know if I'll be able to tell the difference between this mod with the sleeve or without the sleeve. So we'll see. Smoke 42 Vape, what's going on, brother? And Gizzard Stew, what's happening, brother? Yeah, so what's everybody vaping? I'm really curious. Curious what everybody has put in their lungs tonight. So, I mean, this also doesn't have a full battery, so sleeve on, sleeve off, I don't know, whatever. It looks better with the sleeve on, so I'll probably just vape it that way. So yeah, vaping, I know what you dripped last summer on the drop. I have a pair of coils from Vivid Smoke. They sent me these cool little coils and these cool little bottles. I think the bottles are actually the coolest part about this whole thing. The coils are cool. They're not bad by any means. Unlike some of these like pre-made coils that I've seen, these are actually what they say they are. Like the staple aliens are actually staple aliens, but it does have that machine-made feel to it. Now, I don't know if anybody has like had machine-made coils and then handmade coils. This just kind of has a machine-made coil feel to it. It's a little bit doesn't feel very. It's just a little bit light. It feels a little bit weak. A little bit flimsy almost. The coils though are rowdy and they do perform really well. I just don't think they have like the staying power as something that's handmade. Like if you get a multicore alien from like ADV or someone like Yeti, one of those kind of guys, right? Like a handmade alien coil. Those things are substantial, and with the proper cleaning and keeping up on them, those coils can last for literally for months. Something like this, I feel like it probably has a much shorter lifespan. So they're still really good. I'm not sure on the price. I'll get that to you guys when I do the review. I do like them. They're not bad. Will you cats quit fighting for the love of God? God, I hate these cats sometimes. I'm just throw something at them. Get down. Get up there. Do something. Anyways. Clean as fuck coils. What's going on? Easy Rider. What's happening? Yeah, John Mueller, my brother. What's happening? What was I gonna say? The cats really threw me off. Anyways, Easy Rider. I have some quotes. So tonight we'll talk about some of the things we're gonna talk about tonight. Then we'll get back to the e-liquids and mods that I'm using. We're gonna finish off. We've been looking at so for the last couple of years, we've had people been sending coils, and we've featured them on the show at the end of the show, and then trying to keep up with chat as well. Sorry. So we've been showing them at the end of the show, and then the last couple months we've been doing kind of like a deep dive into specific people, like because we've had over the last couple of years we've had some people send in coils frequently, and so we've done deep dives on those specific people. We've ran through all the people who are like regulars that have sent in substantial amounts where we could do like a whole show just for them. And so tonight we're going to finish up the whole series, and we're going to look at the remainder of the coils that we have from people who have maybe sent in once or twice, or coils that we just kind of got lost in the shuffle somewhere. And yeah, so we're going to do that. We have actually quite a few coils, so we're going to devote a little bit of time, and especially considering that it's the last time we're going to do this. So that is not to say that if you have a coil that you want to showcase, still send it in, and we'll definitely still show it. But moving on, we're going to find something else to do. That white guy, what's up? Long time no see. Feels like a long time since I've seen you. There's Kakashi, the newest member of the family. He's a little guy. So yeah. Yeah, if you guys are watching, go ahead and hit the like button. Always helps. Never hurts. Okay, so I know what you dripped last summer. I got a couple pod system style things. What?
The one I got too.
I already did. So got the Sworn Vagon here. You'll notice that I have some like vape bands and stuff wrapped around it. It's because it actually started coming apart and wasn't firing right. And so I was like constantly having to like hold it tight in order to get a good vape off of it. I got tired of doing that. So I just wrapped these rubber bands around it. And yeah, vaping, what is this? Oh my God, I'm gonna Milk of the Poppy from Vapetasia in Salt Nick, 50 milligram. So yeah, it's one of the things we're going to talk about for sure. People really want to try White Girl, and I've always kind of struggled on how to get a substantial amount out to people, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. Smoke 42 vape. What's a good orange vape? So there's a couple orange vapes that I think are okay. There's Not From Concentrate from Adore, which is pretty good. That's like an orange creamsicle. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. It's an orange creamsicle. They also have an orange tart from Dinner Lady, which I wasn't a big fan of, but like Panda loved it. I kind of thought it tasted a little bit like
orange tart is amazing.
Yeah,
that's the best one.
Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought it kind of tasted like Tic Tacs.
It's good.
No, it was not good.
Good.
Spork Life. So Giz, yeah, I know. If anybody doesn't know, if you guys don't follow Importman707 on Instagram, he was able to bag a big wild hog. And if you guys have never had the chance to try wild hog, like eating it, it's delicious. It is amazing. Absolutely wonderful. So yeah, so you guys, ears perked for White Girl. I totally understand that. We're gonna make it happen for you guys. I promise. I totally promise that. Okay. So what else am I vaping? Got the Vagon with Milk of the Poppy. I have this. This is called the S1 Quit Kit from Steeped. Got the little poster right here on the wall. And in here I'll have to actually try it. I don't know. I think this is banana cream pie from Basics. It's a really good e-liquid. Salt, 50 milligram. Okay. What else? So I have the if you guys haven't watched this review yet, go check it out. I did a review of the Top Side, and this is the new Top Fill Squonk from the Vapor Chronicles and Dovepo. It's a pretty good mod. 90 watts is a pretty limiting factor. It's a 90 watt regulated mod. You guys know me, I'm not huge on regulated mods, and I'm also not huge on 90 watt limits, but single coil with, I have on here the Drop Solo. It's okay. This is a 0.3 ohm coil, I think, 0.34. So you have to build a little bit higher. And I just noticed that with dual coils, it just wasn't keeping up the way I wanted it to. So yeah, single coil, 90 watts, 0.34, not too bad. And in here, since we have the man in the chat himself, we actually have some Gizzard Brew custard in here from Vaping Swag and our boy Spork Life there. So yeah, okay. What else? I am vaping White Girl. You can see steeped to dark perfection here. This is my. If I want to be totally real, this has been my absolute go-to for the past couple months. I have tried duck pudding from Omegaden. Yeah, it's delicious. It's a shame that Omegaden is not going to be producing e-liquid anymore. Kind of a shame. And you did not put me on the spot with White Girl. It is definitely something we were actually going to be talking about, regardless of if anybody asked or not. So, so yeah, my absolute go-to for the last couple of months, as you can tell, it's really dirty, has been the oh my god, I'm totally blanking on what the hell this thing's called. The Dead Rabbit with the challenge cap here, and this is the butcher cap on this switch mod. Now, you guys might remember, might not remember, but the switch mod, me and Panda actually ordered 2 switch mods from Switch Mod, and like a couple months we waited, and they just never shipped them. So we actually had to request a refund through PayPal, and we were able to get it. Yeah, from her credit card. That's right. Yeah, and we were able to get the refund, but honestly, we just wanted the mod, and so it was kind of a disappointment. But yeah, I actually ended up trading for this one. I traded my Rig V3, which I hated, and I got this. So super happy with this. This is a great mod, this is a great setup. I just can't get away from it. I never get bored with this. I think that's it. Oh no, and I have this. Tesla Invader wood box with some fucking birthday cake that Panda got in the promotion. Didn't they did? Okay. Some other things I want to talk about real quick before we start the topics for the night. I showed you some of the coils that Viva Smoke had sent. It's, these little bottles of coils, which I thought were pretty cool. They also sent, I'm going to do reviews of all this as well, but they also sent some new products that I'm really excited about. I really like Viva Smoke's like cotton that they do. They do a bunch of different stuff. Yeah, it's cotton baking level quality in my opinion. But they have this new, it's called Cotton Express. It's kind of like their threaded one, right? But it doesn't have the little shoelace thing on the end of it. They're just little, pieces of cotton cut into size. And I love this. It comes in these little, it comes in a box, comes in all these little packs. Each pack I think has 10 pieces, 5 pieces. So really loving this. Been using this pretty much exclusively since they sent it. Like that a lot. And they sent this really, really great toolkit. Now toolkits, Viva Smoke's kind of MO is they don't send stuff you have to have, but they send stuff that you want to have. And this toolkit is definitely something, I think it beats out the one from Coil Master by a long margin. And Panda's gonna be doing a review too, so watch out for our reviews. But I just think this this kit itself really is amazing. All the stuff that they include, including one of their little tools that they have. I've done a review on this tool before, so if you want to check that out, you can. So they include one of those. They include everything you would expect from a kit like this. The only thing that I was a little bit disappointed about was the pliers. Yeah, I mean, they definitely did send out some stuff that you don't normally see in a kit. Yeah. And they also sent out this little stand, and we were talking about vape storage solutions in the past, and this is a cool, really cool little stand. I would love to have a bunch of these. Says Viva Smoke. I'm not a huge fan of like the just giant lettering on there, but I do like this. It's all metal. Feels really nice. It's substantial. You could build on that for sure. And they sent this really nice vape rag, and this kit includes a couple things of that cotton as well. And yeah, this really cool rag, which I love so much. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm gonna open it right now. I was kind of waiting to do it for the review, but fuck it. Sorry for the sound of crinkling plastic. But yeah, so this rag's really, I mean, it looks really, really cool, right? But it's like the kind that they give you to clean cell phone screens, and it's just not great for cleaning e-liquid. It doesn't absorb very well, so, but it does look really cool. So, and after a while, these things do break in, and you can use them. But right out of the bag, they're kind of not very useful. So. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of say what's up to Viva Smoke. Thanks for sending this out. I really appreciate that. I really am a big fan of their products. So, okay. So some of the other stuff I want to talk about. Let's see. I have a little list here. Let me get to it. Let me get my list. Sorry, I know that dead air is not good air. Oh my God. Where the fuck is it? Oh my God. Okay, so we're going to talk tonight. We're going to talk about buying clones in 2018. Is that a thing? People still do it. What's up with that? Why do they do that? What's up? Right? And I'll tell you why we're going to talk about it. But we are definitely we're going to start with that. So clones in 2018. Morality, legality. Why? Right? We're going to talk a little bit about Black Friday, Cyber Monday, kind of preparing for that. Buying gifts for the vapors in your life for, the holiday of your choosing. Philly Vape 215, what's going on? And then we'll talk a little bit, if we have time, talk a little bit about just kind of like we're coming up on the end of the year. And so I kind of wanted to, for the next couple live shows, I want to talk about just kind of the state of vaping. Where we're at, 2018, moving into 2019, where is vaping? Like, where are we right now? Both with so tonight we'll talk a little bit about content creation for vaping. Where is the YouTube space heading? Where are we right now? Instagram, Vaffle, things like that, right? We'll talk a little bit about content creation for the vaping community. But then also we're going to talk, later in the next couple of shows, just kind of talk about vaping in general, advocacy, the legality of vaping itself, trends that I see. Vaping is super important to me. I ingest a lot of vaping news and content, and so just kind of want to get my thoughts out onto a video here, onto a live stream. So yeah, and then like I said, we're going to also take a look at the rest of the coils that have been sent in over the last couple of years. So it should be interesting. We're going to start with clones, right? And let me go ahead and I'm going to pop something up on the old YouTubes, or up on the old Google, I mean. So just bear with me here. My A button on my keyboard hits twice every time I click it. It fucking drives me crazy.
We probably might need to heat like some heat lamps, right? Because we heat the heater in here or something.
Sure.
Because it's drying out his food.
Okay. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Where the hell is the option for that? Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're going to talk about clones. So this 3F vape, a lot of you guys that are watching this show right now, I know you guys, and so I know you guys are very familiar with this site. But if you're not, if you're watching like a replay of this maybe, or you're just new to vaping maybe, or you just don't buy a lot of stuff, you know, online, or don't buy clones or whatever, right? This is 3F vape. So 3F vape is the site that I go to quite frequently to check out what they have. You know, it's the site I've shopped at personally many times, and it is where I, in my opinion, a good majority of our community buys what you would call a clone piece of hardware. It used to be places like Fast Tech, Slow Tech. And we will talk a little bit about Fast Tech. They do have some good things going for them. There's a huge like review section in Fast Tech that you can check out that people are very thorough with. And there's also, you know, like just eBay. And there used to be a lot of companies that produced like what you would think of like as like mainstream companies now that used to produce a lot of clone hardware that would never do that now. People like Tobacco, just, you know, that's the one that jumps to mind, but there's many others as well. And yeah, they used, I mean, Tobacco used to pretty much exclusively do clone hardware, and now they have their own thing. You know, when they do produce something, they produce their own products. So cloning isn't the same as it used to be. There still are some companies that are pretty much exclusively manufacturers of clones, for sure, but it's definitely not what it used to be. Definitely not. GearBest is another place. Thanks, Zach Johnson, that used to, that I know people used to buy a lot from. And there's some big problems with all these companies. The biggest problem is that they're all located in China. And so buying anything from these companies means traditionally a pretty long wait time. I've waited literally from GearBest, we've waited 2 months for something to come. That's when it wasn't a clone. It was a Goblin RTA. This was back in 2015, and I think we waited 2 months. By the time we got it, there was like the new version was out. It was like it was really, we used to joke about it a lot. And Fast Tech is notorious for taking up to a month for things to arrive. And so that's kind of why I'm talking about 3F Vape. 3F Vape is, in my experience at least, the quickest to ship your products and the quickest for those to arrive in your actual house. Like from ordering to in your hand, in my experience, 3F Vape is usually about 2 weeks. And that's relatively fast for a Chinese company. So yeah, so why do people buy clones, right? Like back in the day, I would say, you know, when I first started vaping up until like 2016, I would say that non-clone, like authentic high-end items were prohibitively expensive. And by prohibitively expensive, I mean like a really bog standard, no frills mechanical mod would cost you upwards of $200. And there just also wasn't a lot of those kind of products being made. And so you didn't have a lot of options. High-end RDAs, you know, a lot like now, there's just a lot less of them being produced, were prohibitively expensive. And like 60, $70 for an RDA. And so a lot of us bought clones because we were new to vaping and we wanted to try some new products out. We didn't know what we wanted. You're not going to spend $200 on a mod and $70 on a RDA if you don't know, like you don't know if you're even going to like them. And I've done that before. I bought a Patriot, an authentic Patriot RDA, because I had used a clone of one that was not very, it wasn't very accurate to the actual RDA. I spent $60 on a Patriot and I never use it. I still have it. I never use it. And so there was a lot of that going on back in those days, of people paying a lot of money for things that they would just never use. Church, what's going on, brother? So clones were like a really big part of the market. They really, really were, because they just gave us a cheap option to try out a product. And a lot of times people would say, well, I'm going to get a clone, and if I like it, I'll buy the authentic. More often than not, that didn't happen.
If you like it, you like it.
If you like it, you're probably just going to keep the clone. But another reason why, and I think people don't really realize this, but back in those days when I used to buy a lot of clones, you couldn't always find the authentic. They weren't always readily available. And so,
Like Facebook.
Yeah, you do Facebook groups, maybe you would get on like a waiting list. It wasn't like a sure thing. And there definitely wasn't a lot of sites available to buy these things. There's a lot more sites available to buy clones than there were authentics. And so prohibitively expensive, not readily available, made in small quantities a lot of times. And so there was all these things compelling us to buy clones, and a lot of people did. And it used to be this big thing, like, there was like the pro clone, crew, there was like the anti-clone crew, and there was a lot of, heated discussions over that topic. So fast forward to now, things have scaled really dramatically. So things are so much cheaper and more affordable on every level. Absolutely every level, even super high end stuff, I think is a lot more affordable than it used to be. Now, don't get me wrong, there's still outliers. There's stuff from Comp Life and those companies that are $400, $500. But that's for a market that absolutely demands that kind of stuff, right? Like they look at a mod that doesn't cost $400 from Comp Life and they think like, what's wrong with it, right? But even those companies do offer ways around those prices. They have the Blim Life series, which is like the Comp Life mods that have some kind of some kind of defect that's totally superficial. It's just absolutely cosmetic. There's something wrong with the paint, etc. Right? And those are dramatically discounted. They're still really expensive, but they're dramatically discounted. And they also have like Black Friday sales and these really dramatic sales. We got our, oh my God, there are McLovins. We have one each. Me and Panda both got a McLovin, and we paid like $100 for each one. And now that's about a third of what they normally cost. And so, there's definitely ways around it. So basically what I'm trying to say is that even the high end of vaping has really scaled well price-wise. And there's just a lot more options as far as buying stuff, right? Like there are hundreds of RDAs available to buy right now. There's hundreds of mods to buy right now, and tanks and regulated and unregulated. There's just the wealth of options that we have is vast. And so a lot of people, understandably look at cloning as kind of like a dead part of vaping. But if you go to a place like 3F Vape, you're going to see that very much so. Clones are alive and well, and especially when it comes to high-end mechanical mods. No matter what, high-end mechanical mods are always going to be prohibitively expensive for the majority of vapors. And so places like 3F Vape make a huge killing by selling knockoffs of them, right? There's some companies like Kind Bright, which are, in my opinion, make really high-quality mods. And they make clone mods. And so they also make some authentic stuff. There's some stuff, that I'm seeing here when I'm looking at 3F Vape that's definitely authentic. There's a lot of stuff that's clones. They got the Kennedys here, the Vindicators style. for $22.59. You know, so we're gonna cycle through here. You can see there's a lot of authentic stuff here, but there's also a lot of definitely clone stuff. So as you can see, cloning is alive and well. And so the reason why I'm talking about this is I don't want to name any names or anything. I'm not trying to bring anybody into this drama. But so I was going through our Facebook group. It's OverDose Vapes on Facebook if you want to get involved and hang out with us. I'm looking at this. I really want to buy some of this stuff too. Yeah, there's some cool stuff here. See, like this is AV Live Gyre, right? That's a really expensive mod. The authentic of that is crazy expensive. It's enough that I would not buy it. I couldn't have. Even if I had the money, I would never be able to talk myself into buying this mod. But here's one for $31.99, and the quality is not going to be the same, but it's going to work, right? It'll give you an idea of that experience. So, I mean, I think cloning for this kind of a gear is always going to be a thing. These comp lives here come with RDAs, prohibitively expensive for the authentics. And then also just go to, if you go to like the site that sells comp life and look for this mod, they're probably out of stock. Most of the time they're out of stock. So this just gives you an option, you know, and people are always going to shop at places like 3F Vape. So, so I was going through the OverDose Vapes Facebook group, and somebody had posted two pictures of new clones they had gotten. Right now in OverDose Vapes on the Facebook group, it's a safe space, right? And I don't mean that like in the lame, like, oh, I need a break because I'm a snowflake way. I mean it like you can talk about vaping, any aspect of vaping, and we don't let people come and talk shit to you, right? It's a safe space for people who are trying to stay off of cigarettes, and we don't take drama lying down. We get in there, we remove troublemakers. If I'm just going to keep it real, we don't allow troublemakers on our Facebook group because we want people to feel like they have a place they can come and say whatever they want to say, you know, without infringing on anybody else's rights. And so I saw a guy, you know, like I said, posted two pictures of new clones he had bought, and one guy commented on both pictures and said, like, you know, why would you buy clones in 2018? And I thought it was a little weird that I would have to kind of explain this to somebody because, you know, his arguments were like twofold. He was saying these items aren't very expensive, and I mean, his main argument was that, you know, these aren't that expensive, and so I just felt like I personally responded to those comments that he made, and I said exactly what Penny just said. To you, that's not expensive, right? To you, that's not a big deal to go buy that. But the difference between paying $7 for something and $30 for something is really huge. And so, you know, I hate that I have to reiterate to people, whatever it takes to keep somebody off of cigarettes, we should be supporting that, right? Now, the guys at Comp Life or any of these other companies, they're not going to be okay with these clones happening, and it's intellectual theft. You know, they're stealing their IPs, they're ripping off their designs, and on that level, yes, it's wrong, right? It is wrong for people to manufacture someone else's products, right? But that's China, and that's what they do. Now, I will never put that onus, like the responsibility of that, on a consumer. If a consumer has the ability to buy something at a very, very deep discount, and that's what they can afford, and that's what they need to stay off of cigarettes, then absolutely I will support them every second. Yeah, and there is, you know, and Penny just said, you know, and people do have to understand the risk of buying clones. We've had a lot of trouble with clone mechanical mods in the past, of auto firing and just, you know, lack of quality control. So yeah, we've had a lot of problems with authentics. Authentics are not a guarantee of quality by any means. We've had two dot squonks totally just like auto fire and destroy themselves. They like self-destructed. So You just don't know, you know, like just because something is authentic doesn't mean it's quality. And so that's another reason why a lot of people are wary to spend that $200 on a mod when it's not a guarantee it's going to be there, you know, for the foreseeable future. Like the dot squonks that we bought, we paid enough for those mods. They're mechanical squonks. They should have absolutely been lasted us for 10 years. In my opinion, absolutely lasted. Yeah, no, there's something fundamentally flawed about the dot squonk. That's a whole other thing. So, what's going on, Monty? And Clean says, you know, when he first started using RDAs, he bought a clone goon and the insulator melted. That's definitely that is 100% something that could happen, right? And it all depends on the manufacturer of those clones. And I'm not saying that you should go out and buy clones, but what I'm saying is that if you can't afford, you know, for whatever reason, to buy something, or you're new to vaping and you just want to try out a bunch of products and you don't want to spend every dime you have, I will not judge you for going out and buying a clone. I never will. And that's between you and yourself and what you feel is morally okay. Now, I don't buy clones now, okay? Because I don't have to buy clones now. And that's kind of what I said to this guy in the comments. If you don't want to buy clones, don't buy clones, right? Speak with your wallet. And that's it, you know? I don't have to buy clones anymore because first off, I know what I like 100%. I know companies that are trustworthy for the most part. I still get burned. We got burned by Dot Mod for sure. We got burned by them twice. I literally got burned by them once. And so I know companies that I want to buy from. I know what products I'm interested in. I've been vaping for a long time. And so I don't have to buy clones, right? And I have the money to spend. If I want to buy something, I can buy it. I'm very fortunate in that sense. But that's my journey, right? I had to get there. And I made like a conscious decision that this is what I'm going to do from now on. I don't have to buy these clones. But I'm lucky in that, right? And just because somebody doesn't have a ton of money, should we say like, no, you can't vape these new things that everyone around you is vaping this new stuff, but you have to stick with the whatever you have, like the sub-ohm tank that you bought 3 years ago. No, I just think no, right? Now there are totally like I was saying, there's tons of options, like Black Friday. There's all these ways you can buy authentic stuff super cheap, and I would recommend that over buying clones. But that's not my decision to make. That's each consumer's decision to make. And at the end of the day, I am always going to side with the consumer on what their decisions are, because that's what OverDose Vapes was started for, was to be pro-consumer, to help people make those decisions when they're spending their money. So just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. Clones are definitely still a thing in 2018. They're not to the level they once were, and it's kind of more of like a niche thing now. I think it's most of the time it's going to be RDAs, mechanical mods, and really, really high-end RTAs. Like there's things like from Sweden, like these really, really prohibitively expensive tanks that you still see cloned quite a bit, and things like the K-Fon, that kind of stuff. Those are always going to be cloned. So yeah. Absolutely, Freddie. So Freddie sums it up perfectly. If clones is all you can afford, that's fine, because all that matters at the end of the day is you're vaping and not smoking. Boom. 100%. Okay. Man, I have the worst headache tonight. Oh my God. Okay. So then another thing. So we're going to talk a little bit about Black Friday. This is real quick. We'll talk a little bit about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, and gifts, to buy for the vapors in your life. So basically every site is going to have huge sales on leading up to and on that Cyber Monday, right? Now, just some tips I was going to give to people. I wouldn't say, unless you know somebody really well, e-liquid is probably the wrong choice to buy somebody as a gift. E-liquid is one of those things that I've learned over the years is really, really subjective, like personally, right? Or yeah, to buy as a gag. If you want to buy something like I just did a review of that Macon Maple, which is the bacon maple donut e-liquid. You want to buy that as like a haha, that's totally, you can do that. Or like, back in the day, you could buy phantom ravioli for somebody, slide it to them and not tell them. That would be really funny as well. But there's so many other options, and for a good price, you can go to places, there's so many good sites out there. Like what I would call like safe sites that I have no problem recommending people, like Vapor DNA. And Vapor DNA is probably not the best place because they're pretty expensive a lot of the times. But there's so many great sites you can go to. Somebody was saying Vapor Beast got bought out by like a big tobacco company, so I'm always a little bit hesitant to recommend them. But I've had a lot of luck buying from Vapor Beast. As far as the price, they have like a deal of the day that they do every day that I love. What is it right now? I don't see it. Let me see. Let me go ahead. You know what? Let me share my screen so you guys can come along with me. Beastly deals. Whoop de whoop. So I mean, right now they have the lift box Bastion from Inikin for $68. They have some e-liquid, and they have this SMPO kit. That seems like a lot for a pod, but anyways. I mean, they have a lot of stuff here. I don't see the deal of the day though, which is a little bit weird. But see, like this is just them normally. Like they always have a ton of stuff on sale. So I'm sure that they're gonna have huge Black Friday deals. Absolutely. Look, Hanger made a DNA box. That's crazy. $200 on sale for $84. That's a really good deal. I'm not the biggest fan of DNA. I've never thought that chips were. I know it's like blasphemy, but I don't think it's that great. I mean, I'm not a big regulated mod guy though, anyways. So, but places like this, Vapor Beast. I mean, any site that you're comfortable with shopping on, they're gonna have the best deals that they're gonna have all year. Some of these places are probably gonna have like 50% off codes that they're gonna do. So basically, what I'm saying is that if you can, both for yourself and as gifts, buy them during that season. Don't jump the gun. If you're like looking at something, and this goes beyond even gifts. If you're looking at something right now that you want to get, don't go buy something yet. Hold on until after Thanksgiving, because I'm telling you right now, you're going to regret spending the money right now. Even if something just came out and you're like super hyped about it and you're pumped. And I know as a reviewer, this is like going against like what companies would like scream at me if they could. But I would totally hold off and wait till Black Friday, because you're going to find amazing deals, absolutely amazing deals. And so don't buy e-liquid for people unless you really, really know them, a specific like a specific e-liquid that they like. Buy them some kind of hardware. It's way easier to like tell if somebody's like a tank person or an RDA person. You can pick up a nice RDA, some cotton bacon, and a pack of coils or something for a pretty good price, and that's a great gift to a vapor in your life. So, but yeah, definitely hold off until you see how Black Friday and Cyber Monday is going to shake out. You're going to kick yourself in the ass if you buy something right now. I know you are, because I've done it many times. Okay, what else do we got to talk about here? Let me see. You know what? Let's actually jump into looking at these coils real quick, and then we will finish up the show. And yeah, I have a couple announcements to make, things I want to talk about, and that's going to be it. But let's jump into these coils first. Let me get them going here. Here they are. I will, baby. Okay, share my screen. Here we go. One more time. So here's the coils. I have some folders here with some specific people's names. There's just a lot of random pictures as well. We're going to try to go through these as fast as possible. So this is from a guy, he used to watch, I'm not sure if he still watches, he used to go by D_fresh _AF. And I think he's that on Instagram as well. And so these are some of the coils that he sent in. We'll just jam through them real quick. Beautiful coil. Absolutely beautiful. I actually really like that picture. I don't know why. It strikes my eye as being pleasing. All right. So that was D_fresh _AF. No. Here's the same guy. Oh, Doug. Yeah, Doug. That was his name. Doug. Same guy. Different coils. There's an alien variant. That's a great picture. Okay. This is coming from JFM. I saw him in the chat earlier. If you're still there, JFM, here's a coil that you sent in. Beautiful coloring on that alien. Absolutely beautiful. Really wanted to show this. I know he's sent in more, but I've said this before. Some of the coils that people have sent in over the years have just gotten lost, got deleted, whatever. So here's one that that he sent in, though. JFM. Good work. Here's a couple from Juan that we lost along the way. There's also some more from Juan. Juan sent in a lot of coils over the years. Castillo, aka Don Juan. Man, he's come so far. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Here's some from Vapori, a good friend of the channel, and an amazing coil builder, as you can see. Look at that shit. That's like some HR Geiger shit right there. That's fucking dope. And his photography. I think Rye's photography, out of everyone I know, he's probably the best photographer I know. And I know actually quite a few good photographers because of this, because of the vape industry. Who would have thought you had to be a good photographer to be a good vapor, right? But just look at that. He really has a lot of unparalleled skills when it comes to vaping, or to photography and editing. You know, a lot of this is obviously in the editing as well. That's a great picture, though. That's an amazing picture. Wire Freak 83. I think I took these pictures, but he actually sent me these coils. I'm pretty sure he's still on Instagram, and I'm pretty sure he still sells these coils. His whole thing was he did like massive cores, like massive core count aliens. Like this is like an 8-core alien or something like that. As you can see, it barely fits into the drop, I think is what it's in there, or the dead rabbit. Love the dead rabbit, I think. Love this guy's coils. Absolutely amazing. Such a great vape. Yeah, definitely. And he builds super low too, which I love. So this is from Zach. He's in the chat. What's going on, Zach? So here's a caged Clapton build. He always uses these giant RDAs. He does these giant builds, which I love. There's a stack. A stack on a stack, maybe? And here's some more from Zach as well. Cool builds. Cool builds. So somebody, you know what? This is one of the first pod kind of things that I actually got my hands on a couple of years ago, maybe a few years ago. It's called the Blue Beast, the GQ Blue Beast. This thing was a monster. I definitely wouldn't recommend it for like Nick salts, but that thing was just a good vape. Like as a vape, it's like a mod. It's amazing. So yeah, I've always wanted to get back to showing that. Oh, beast mode. Here's one I made. It's like I was using the triple core Clapton to Clapton, a piece of wire, which I thought was interesting. Another build I made. There's another shot of that. You can tell it's mine because there's a pube on it. Not an actual pube, but and it's just a terrible picture. I'm not sure who sent this or this. There's a Yeti's uncle stick shot. He knew I really liked these sticks because I think you see a lot more of what's going on with the coil before it's coiled. I believe that's more Yeti and more Yeti there. Here's a shot that I did. This is like one of the aliens I actually made right. Not sure who this is. Let me see. Where are we? Not sure who this is. That's a cool build though. From Alan Gorby. Alan, have you ever watched this? What's up? Alex Dosone. He used to watch the show a lot. Don't know if he still does. More from Alex. A 12 ply. Fused. It was a staple fuse Clapton. More from Alex. More from Alex. From Easy Rider. What's going on, Edie? If you watch the show, what's up? I'm pretty sure I saw you in the chat, so. Love that shot. That was an amazing shot. From Jason Walker. From Miles of Wire. Man, Miles, if you're still around, say what's up sometime. More from Miles. Still from Miles. That's a great shot. God, what a great shot. Absolutely wonderful. Mitch Green. Man, there's a lot of people who we don't see a lot of anymore. Mitch Green. Still on Mitch. Here's from Nikki B. Nikki with some, there's some mesh as wick. Some more. There's some twisted wire from Nikki. Some tiger wire. I like that build a lot. That's a great build. It's a great beginner's build as well. This is from my Panda. I'm pretty sure that those are coils she made. Clapton, single core Claptons in parallel. There's some other builds she made. There's some Claptons twisted. Single core Clapton twisted together. And again, Panda. There's one from Ren. I don't know if she still watches, but what's up, girl? It's from Richard West. He did West End Liquids. He also does coils. More from Richard. It's from Ruby. That's a great picture. I actually don't know who made that, but that is exactly, if you're going to use the Lucid RDA, that is exactly the build you should be using. And there's one for me. This is one for the parallel showcase we made. That was an ugly, really ugly build I made. And there's a cool build I made. This is from Zach again. More Zach. More Zach. More Zach. More Zach. Here's a different Zach. Zach Stewart. And that's it. That is it. Yeah, man, a lot of great builds. Love seeing that shit. Yeah, I know that white guy is talking about that the Vapor builds. Man, seriously, that guy is super talented. All right, let me unshare the screen here. Yeah, so you know, it's a sad goodbye to the series of showing coils. But you know, over the past few months, I think everybody kind of saw it was going away because people just weren't participating anymore. If that's something that people really want to see more of, then you know, start sending coils, and we'll pick it up where we left off. If you have like something you want to see as a replacement for that series, then let me know that as well. We can totally we'll do. I'm open to any of that. So we already did. That's what clean. That's because we did a whole series on you, my friend. We did a whole deep dive on your coils, my friend. And no, Ruby did not have her baby yet, as far as I know. And Stand Up 3D, what's going on, brother? So all right, so I'm not feeling great. So what you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the announcements that I want to make. I'm gonna cut off the last thing. We're gonna talk about the state of vaping content creation. We'll just do that next week. But what I did want to talk about is we've got the giveaway going on. I'm going to announce that soon. I've been kind of I'm trying to see if we can get more stuff from Heaven's Gifts to like when I announce the winners, we do another giveaway like right afterwards. I really would enjoy that. So White Girl, people want to know about White Girl. People are like, really interested in White Girl. So I want people to have White Girl, right? I for sure want people to try it. I'm super proud of it. I think it's an amazing liquid. And that's not, I'm trying to say that like as a, like, not just because I love it, but I really think it's a good e-liquid. And so what I'm going to try to do is either on my own or with the help of one of these companies that does this, I'm going to reach out to some people, that I trust and respect, and do like a one shot of it, right? Like a concentrate where people can, you mix it with your own nicotine, your own VG, and you have the liquid. Just because the legality right now of selling e-liquid, I just don't feel super comfortable selling it like pre-made, right? Even if it was just like between us, right? It's just there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong there. And so doing a one shot, I think, is the best option as far as getting it to a lot of people. Now, to celebrate that one shot, right? Like if we get that off the ground, which I think we really shouldn't have much of a problem to do. If we get that going, I'll do a big giveaway of pre-made White Girl. And I think that's what a lot of people, would want, is for me to send out the stuff that I've made. And I definitely want to do that. And so stay tuned to this space. I'm going to talk, like I said, I'm going to reach out to some people. And regardless if we get if we do the one shot or not, I will do a giveaway with some White Girl. But if we do get the go ahead and we're going to do a one shot of White Girl, I'll do a big giveaway. I'll do like 10 100 ml bottles. I'll do like 1,000 ml giveaway of it, pre-steeped, right? Because that's the thing about White Girl. And this thing that people really have to understand about White Girl is it really takes time to become its full potential. We steep it here at OverDose Vapes headquarters. We steep it for like a minimum of like 3 weeks, and it gets better after 2 months, right? It just takes time. And so it's vapable, within a couple days, but I think, I think it just gets better with time. And so it's just something that people, it's one of those things that it is what it is. But I do want to do a giveaway with some White Girls, so absolutely we're going to do that regardless of anything else that pans out. But again, I really want to make it available to a really wide group of people who have expressed interest. And I do think that if people got a taste of it, that they would want to probably continue getting it. And so if we do a giveaway and somebody gets 100 mils of it, I want them to have the option to buy more. And so we're going to look at doing that for sure. For sure. Okay. Juan, what's going on, brother? Glad to see you here, even if it's just for a minute. So I just got a comment. I'll just respond to it on live show. Let me see. Let me see if I can click it without effing everything up. Oh, okay. So comment right here from Matthew Warren on my YouTube channel. This is from my Blueberry Something by Adore e-liquid review. He says, I keep wondering what happened to Josh. And no disrespect, but he's high as a kite on this video. Looks like he's about to nod off at any second. Hopefully he's able to get himself cleaned up. So that is definitely not what's going on. That is so funny. Oh my God. Oh man, that's he would not be happy to hear that. So Josh is not on drugs or anything, right? Josh is working his ass off. He's got a job. He got a really good job. He's working as a social worker. Both he and I both work in similar fields. He works with kids, he does like reunification for families and stuff like that. So he is doing really well. He just lives a long way. The short and dirty of it is he lives a long way away. I don't have, like, my car is just a piece of shit, so I don't have the ability to travel to him. He doesn't have the time to travel to me. We have different schedules. It just isn't working right now. In the future, that'd be great if it could, but right now it's just not. So Josh isn't like on heroin in some fucking alley somewhere, which seems to be what this commenter thought. That's definitely not the reality. So that white guy wants to know that profile on white girl. So it is, it's a lot of things, brother. It's a lot of things. It's, if I want to boil it down to like one thing, it's a strawberry cream, but it's a lot more than that. There's a lot of components to it. But over time, I mean, I've had people tell me, and I myself have gotten things like plum, yogurt. There's lots and lots of flavors that come out in that e-liquid over time. But you know, the base flavors are definitely strawberry and cream. Different strawberries, different creams. There's multiple flavors in there. So it's one of those things. Yeah, you know, Monty, that's how people are. People love drama, and so people love to assume things about people and the situation. Yeah, people love to accuse her of being high. People love to accuse, you know, back in the day, me and Josh used to accuse us of being high all the time. People just love drama. Absolutely. People just like to assume things. And, that's also another thing we're going to talk about in the future. Just the drama that comes along in this community is a little disappointing a lot of times. There's some stuff going on right now with somebody who I respect in the industry, who's just, you know, we'll get into it. There's just, I hate the tribalism of this community sometimes, right? Like you're either in with the crowd or you're not in with the crowd. And that bothers me a lot, since this is supposed to be about helping people and saving lives, all that kind of stuff, right? So there's a lot of drama, a lot of high school bullshit. And some of that comes along with, you know, a big part of our community is that, you know, like there's a lot of us that are former addicts. And there's a lot of us that, you know, there's a lot of us that come from very turbulent pasts, as you might say. And so I think along with that comes, you know, the propensity for drama. And, you know, I would like to kind of combat that as much as possible. And I've been guilty of that as well. Yeah, it's easy to feed into the drama, but I'm making a pledge that no drama. We're gonna do no drama on OverDose Vapes from now on, and we're gonna combat the tribalism of vaping. Let's all get along. That's what I'm saying. Okay. All right, Juan, my brother, man, you made it, but you made it late, brother. So yeah, I got a splitting headache. I'm not feeling good. I'm gonna call it quits for tonight. We will pick up with this next week. Things to look forward to in the coming week. We have reviews for this S1 Quick Kit. We have reviews for the Edmund R-Line Pod. I'm finally going to do my review on that. Big disappointing news on that front. Stay tuned for that. I have an Is It Obsolete on the H-Priv, or whichever the Priv, the older Priv. I have a review on that. This thing, right? The Premium Vape Toolkit, along with the other stuff that was sent out by VivaSmoke. Going to review that. I have some more in the Tuck Shop line from Dinner Lady. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so stay tuned for that. And a couple surprises. So stay tuned. Much love to everybody.
Hey, don't forget.
Oh, and then, yeah, everybody, all your thoughts and prayers for our older bearded dragon, Leroy. I'm going to throw up. He's really in a bad way. If you guys have a second, go check out, where do you have that?
On my Instagram.
On Pentagirl Fashion on Instagram. Pentagirl Fashion _reviews on Instagram. Panda has a GoFundMe for her lizard. He's got some serious health problems. So he had like an eye infection, and we thought it was just an eye infection. Gave him medicine for it and everything. Doctor said he thought it was just medicine, just the infection. But what happened was that so it was bothering him or something, the lizard, right? So he scratched it, and he got a little cut on it. And what started as a little cut, every time it would heal and get a scab on it, he would scratch it again and again. And so at this point, the other night, he went into what's called brumation, which is like a kind of hibernation for lizards, right? And he was healing really well, and he had kind of started to wake up out of this thing. And so we you know, we took the cover off his tank, he turned the lights on, thought, you know, he had really turned a corner, and he hurt himself worse than he has. He had like a seizure. He cut his eye really, really bad by scratching it. And so we're, you know, it's looking like he's probably going to have that eye removed. So if you can donate even like $1 to the GoFundMe for Panda's Lizard, that would mean a lot to all of us. So yeah, I mean, yeah, $1.50, whatever you guys can afford. If you guys can afford, if you can afford it, go check it out. If not, we totally understand. But I just wanted to put that out there. Love you guys. Thank you so much for everything. We will see you next week, and have a good week and enjoy your day off tomorrow. I know I have the day off tomorrow, which is amazing. And I'm taking a vacation really soon. So during that vacation, I'll probably do more live stuff. If we have the time, we're going to do some stuff. You know, obviously me and Panda are going to go do some stuff for the vacation, but some of that's also going to be spent here at home. And so we'll probably do some stuff together, like live streaming together, which will be fun. And yeah, love you guys so much. Thank you for everything. Peace out, everybody. And now I have to actually turn it off. It's always this awkward moment where I say goodbye, but then I have to turn it off. All right, for real this time, goodbye.